gas masks and hand grenades. Gas masks and hand grenades. Gas masks and hand grenades. Gas masks and hand grenades.
Welcome to Gas Masks and Hand Grenades. I am your host, Jeff, and today I got this guy right here. I had to chase him down all over Germany, but I caught up to him. This old man Bones caught up to him somewhere. I'm not sure where we are at. Where are we here, Lily? Where are we at in Germany right now?
I'm in Berlin.
Berlin, there you go. Yeah, I'm not with him in Berlin. That's a joke, by the way, guys. We had a little bit of a mix-up on our time. They went to daylight savings time over there yet, and we haven't, so there was an hour mix up there. Will, it's all your fault. I'm blaming you, Will. Anyway, no, speaking of Will is the guy that kind of helped set this up. Will over at Season of Mist. He's my dude. And we're here today, Lille Gruber of Defeated Sanity. Hello, sir. We talked a little bit before. How are you?
I'm good. All is good. Preparing for the US tour now. Heading over there in 2 days.
Oh, you're leaving in 2 days. You're coming in early then. Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
practice.
Is your bass player, does he live in LA? Am I right about that?
That is right.
Okay, so but you're starting in Detroit, right? So, and it's a pretty extensive tour. Are you guys going to all like group up in LA and then travel to Detroit, get the bus, or what are you doing?
No, the guitar player is in New York City actually, so we chose to start the tour there, rent the van there and everything, and we'll also have a day to rehearse, and we also have one additional show that will get us to Detroit from New York City.
Okay.
Which will be in Boston actually. But
so you're flying into New York, and then you're heading up to Boston, and then you're heading out to Detroit, and you're driving all the way out.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you guys doing the Sprinter van thing, or are you doing the bus thing?
It's an RV.
So it's the RV type thing. Okay, yeah. Yep. I'm very familiar with them. I've seen a lot of my buddies' bands do that thing. You know what I mean? Not everybody can do the $30,000 a week van or the bus thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But this is, it's the next step from just going into a van and then trying to find a hotel every night.
Oh man, that shit's brutal. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the RV is better because you have a home. You can lay down.
You got a bed you can go to and get away from the guys around you if you want to get away from the insanity. Yeah. Those are fun. I've been on a bunch of them. I was just I interviewed Kirk Winstein from Crowbar, and they invited me.
Oh fuck yeah!
It was like, oh, this is fucking great, man. And the Tribulation guys were here, and we might have jumped on their van after their MDF appearance, and maybe things were done. I'm not sure. Maybe some beers were drank, stuff like that. So I'm very familiar with that. But and that you're right. It's you got a home. You don't.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking great. The Nightliner thing. It used to still kind of financially work out in Europe. Like we did one not too long ago.
Okay.
Like last year.
Right.
But yeah, in the US, forget about it.
Yeah, no. You need that wide. You got a lot of long drives in between things. So
yeah.
You need that space. Otherwise, you're all crammed in on top of each other, and before long, you're hating life, right? So, I mean, but now I was a bit surprised. As I told you, I'm fairly new to I'm not new to Defeated Sanity because my buddy Max Phelps sang on a split with you guys, and Max, I'm going to be seeing Max in 2 weeks. Death to All's out on the same time you guys are out too. So,
fuck yeah.
They're not on the same leg as you, or like they're not on the same route as you, but they're playing a lot of the same clubs, right? I mean, they're playing the Soundstage on the 15th. you guys are playing it on the 26th in Baltimore. So
Mhm.
kind of
Yeah.
that same tour routing sort of thing. And Max is a buddy. I see him a lot of shows. Big fan of Exist. Big fan of Max. He's just a great fucking dude.
Oh, he's amazing.
So I kind of knew about. That's when I learned about you guys. That would have been about 4 or 5 years ago, and I checked you guys out, and I really dig that album. That's probably my favorite album you guys did, just because that vocal style fits me. That Death Chuck sort of vibe
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, man. I've always, I'm old enough to have grown up with death,
Sure.
and stuff like that. Like
I,
so I love
hold on,
these
I gotta
vocals.
interject. Hang on, I gotta
Yeah.
interject, man. Did I read or hear somewhere that you actually saw Death when you were 11 years old?
That is correct.
Dude,
I was waiting. I was waiting for the individual thought patterns
insane.
CD, and like I was already a fan. And then when it was finally in stores, it was my favorite thing in the world for like the next 4 months. I would listen to it every day.
Wow, that is
And then,
crazy. Who
yeah,
was playing with them? Did I see that Craig LaCicero was in the band at that point?
yes, that's how I saw them.
Dude,
When I saw,
Craig and I are good buddies, man. Like I just was out with Craig in May to see Emperor in San Francisco.
I'm a huge Forbidden fan, so I'm a big.
So am I.
For me, Lo Cicero and Calvert is one of the, like, if someone made
Oh,
a top 10 list of guitar duel,
ah,
Lo Cicero Calvert is got to be in there.
it's the shit, dude, man. And then Tim went on to work with the guys in Nevermore. That's my
Loomis,
favorite
yeah.
album. He's on there. Oh man, yeah. Calvert was insanely killer, and Craig's my dude, man. So I'll have to point him to this interview and tell him to watch, man. He'll get a tickle out of that. And I've heard a chunk of the new album. It
Oh yeah,
is fucking killer, man. Like killer.
awesome.
It's so good, man. It's very progressive, man. When people hear that, I mean, it's very fucking thrashy, and with Dan Mongrain, I mean, come on. It's Dan.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's.
right?
We were like, yeah, okay. You need two fucking guys in your band. Leave some for the rest of us.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. Good point. Hey, so you start in Detroit, and I think I had the itinerary up and I lost it. I don't know what I did with it here. Hold on one sec. Yeah, I lost it. Let me pull it up real fast because I didn't have it memorized or anything like that. But here we go.
Yeah, I don't know shit about, like.
Yeah,
I just play drums.
you're going, dude. You're going like 26 days almost every day on. You have literally only a few days off, like 3, I think.
Yeah,
That's pretty brutal. And you brought up a point that I wanted to get to, which was you said at my age, I'm old. At my age, I thought, honestly, dude, I thought you were like in your early 30s. And when I looked up and saw you were like, what are you, 42, 43?
43.
Man, I'm like, wow, which isn't that old when you compare to somebody like me, just being honest. But still at 42, like that's a grind, dude, especially because you're playing the most physical instrument out there. How do you do that? I mean, do you have a pretty good physical exercise regime? Do you stay in shape, or you eat right, or none of those things?
I want to say I eat right 100%. Absolutely no alcohol, absolutely no drugs, no smoke, no weed, no, like, I've never done that in my whole
Good for
fucking
you,
life.
man. Hell yeah.
So and then all I'm doing, like, I don't do workout or anything. I just play the drums, but I do it like it's like a job, like Monday to Friday. From 8 to 11, I'm gonna be in that room playing those songs and more. Like that.
Wow.
That's how every day starts, and then I start, like, cooking, and then I gotta go teach, which is my real job.
Good job, right? Yeah, and you're drumming there then to an extent, right?
Yeah, a little bit. yeah, but it's like mostly kids, so it's like
Instructional.
yeah, and it's
So
not really physically demanding. Yeah.
so wait a minute. Did I hear you right? Like when you get up and get rolling in the morning, you literally go and drum and rehearse this stuff daily as your job before your job.
Yes, because kids get out of school like at 1 at the earliest,
Right, right.
and the earliest lesson you can ever start doing is like at 2. So that I could live my life and just if it weren't for this band, I'd probably go to bed at like 5 and wake up
Sleep till
at
noon,
12
yeah, right.
or some stupid shit. And but yeah, I'm just like I want like I want my brain to be absolutely unfazed by, oh, you got to do your taxes, you do this, you got to do this, oh, you got to cook, oh, you forgot to get the tomatoes, this kid needs this, oh, this kid wants to come earlier. If
Right.
all this shit is on my brain, like I want the music to be like the first, like
First
my
thing.
music to be the first thing on my mind in the morning. That's what
Wow.
I'm doing, and yeah, to answer the question of like the physicality, with my age, I'm starting to think like, oh, last tour was no problem. Maybe this will be the first tour where I will have problems, and I will uh, cry about, oh, I'm too old for this. Oh, this is proof for it.
Right.
But I don't know. I'm waiting. Sometimes I feel like, oh man, my like it feels like it's getting a little bit more um, exhausting. But at
Okay.
the same time, I just know the last album, Chronicles, was just the most physically demanding thing that I've done. Like it's like if you listen to the drums, the BPM,
Oh
the
yeah.
tightness,
Crazy.
it's like I kicked my 21 year old version's ass, kind of.
Nice.
So I think,
That's a good problem to have, dude. That's what I mean. Because
yeah,
if you stagnate, you sound like a very driven person. I mean, because you're the creative force behind the band. You write a lot, most of the music or the lion's share of the music,
yeah,
which is interesting because I didn't know until I started digging into the history that you started the band with your dad, and that's an unusual thing unto itself. In
yeah.
that you were a very young guy, 95. How old were you, dude?
95, I was, what?
That was the demo,
Like
right?
13,
95. Okay,
13. But
13.
we started playing a little earlier. So like, yeah, 11, 12.
That's crazy. And how old was your
Nah,
dad? Like your dad was in his 30s? What?
he was in his 40s.
Oh, 40s. So he was a little bit older then. Okay. He had you
Yeah,
guys later. Okay.
yeah.
And you have how many brothers? Just one or?
I have 2 brothers. Yeah,
Okay. And they're older or younger?
they're both at least 7 years older than me.
Okay. So you were the oops baby down the road, sounds like, right?
Yeah, no, but it's like it's a very hippie cliche thing. Like
Uh-huh.
my mom had 3 kids from 3 dads, and they all hung
Oh,
out with
I
each other and loved each other, and
gotcha. Gotcha.
very very not non-traditional shit.
More European than US. That in the US that would be like, especially in the day and age that we're in now, where we're turning into a Christian nation state again. I'll just stop there. But long story short, well, I did want to touch on that. So you're coming into this country now, and I don't want to get you in any trouble politically because I try not to go down that road. But do you have any concerns about that? I would imagine you guys had to apply for visas quite a while back, right?
Say that last part again.
I would imagine you had to apply for visas quite a while
Oh
back
yeah.
to get in because it can be real. I'm hearing from a lot of my friends that are in European bands, quite the fucking challenge now with the current administration here.
Yeah, no, we've been concerned. We've been concerned, but huge props to our you know.
Your
It
booking
always
agent?
sounds like Jacob. Jacob is the guy that makes everything happen and is a genius when it comes to organization.
Okay.
So he thinks of that stuff in time, and we're always concerned. But I gotta say, it was just as it was. The visa came through without any problems
Okay.
because we did it in time. It has been getting more expensive, but visas, like the cynical nature of the U.S. Government is not a new thing. It's not a Trump thing. Like just to
Right.
just to say that it's
Gotcha.
it's always been super cynical in
Difficult.
that not like cynical because maybe we can get your visa done in time before your flight or not.
I see.
It's out of our hands. I know you paid 5,000 euros, but like
See what
we've been,
happens. We'll see what
we
happens.
had like I saw you had an interview with Gorguts. Like we were supposed to play a Gorguts tour, and visa didn't come in time, and you don't get any. They don't care if you like spend a lot of money on flights or anything.
Do you lose the money, the visa application money too, then, or what?
No, the visa came later, and then
came, but too late.
Too late, and we were doing another tour instead of that.
Oh man, Jesus Christ!
But the flights.
Yeah, you're not getting any of that back.
Cynical. That's what I'm saying. It's like
I see your point. I see it. Yeah,
it's cynical as fuck because they're like they don't care,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we're like Jacob got better and better and better at managing and things. Like he's a fucking monster bass player, but that's not his only
role.
He's an absolute asset to this band. It's incredible
he's your tour manager. He's your road guy. He takes care of it. Wow.
If I wouldn't have that guy, I don't know. Like I couldn't do all that shit. I'm fucking terrible.
Okay.
I sit down and I write music. I play the drums. I compose stuff on the guitar. But if like even booking flights and stuff, I'm like, what do I do?
I hear you. It's like I'm trying to. I have an iPhone I just bought 3 months ago. I replaced an 11 with a 16. I had it 3 months, and the charging port started acting weird. I took it in to Verizon. They said, "Oh no, you got to take it to this place that we use that does our blah 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 blah." I take it over there. The kid fucks around with it. Yeah, it's shot, man. You're gonna have to file a claim. I file a claim. I get the new one. I start to try to do the transfer. It shits the bed somewhere in the middle of it. I'm now almost 12 days into this. I have a new iPhone that has my number on it, but my email and my texts are going to this one, and I can't get into my email. And it's like, what the fuck? Can anybody do anything? But I'm like, and then I took it in yesterday. Guys like, well, we charge $135. I'm like, bro, I just bought this one new 3 months ago and paid $99 on this for insurance. Are you fucking kidding me? If you think I'm paying for that, you're out of your mind. I said, I'll file another claim. It's like, but I'm also 60, so this kind of stuff, while I'm not stupid about it, it's not intuitive to me. You know what I mean? So I feel you completely on, you need that guy that's on the road that really is sharp and focused on that.
Yeah, and the incredible thing is about him is he doesn't even seem to mind. He's like, oh yeah, I'm in a good mood. Yeah. Oh yeah, let me write those texts. Let me do the I don't know, and then there's another problem. Oh yeah, okay, let's take care of that and let's make it extra nice. Let's buy some microphones.
He's a great organizer,
and
is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
hey, well listen, because I know we're tight on time. I wanted to hit you about one other thing. I was a little surprised when I sort of started digging in that you're actually a fucking killer guitar player. And actually, do you see yourself as more of the guitar player or a drummer, or just are you just a multi instrumentalist? And when did you? I think I read that you started playing drums and guitar about the same time. Is that
Oh
right?
yeah, it's honestly the pessimistic thing. My bandmates always make fun of me, but for me, it feels a little bit like I'm none of these things, and
Okay.
I honestly think if you threw in composer, songwriter, I'm more like that, and it's it, sometimes I feel because I play guitar and worry about songs and riffs and motives being brought up later and everything has to be perfect, like artistically. That's maybe the exact reason why I can't sit down for hours and get the double bass absolutely perfect,
Okay.
and
Okay.
the reason why I play so much drums is that's why I'm not a shredder like Ingwe Malmsteen
Right.
style.
Right.
So like there's actually a lot of things I can't do, but I guess what I'm doing, the connection of both of these things are creating Defeated Sanity, which is, I guess, unique. And
Yeah.
I've heard that many players that are like great players that I like look up to and stuff, um, they would say they they couldn't play Defeated Sanity.
Exactly. That's a great point. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
could you imagine John Petrucci doing defeated sanity riffs? I mean, could he do them? Sure, if he.
he must like that's what I'm thinking. But there's people that say I had to play the stuff. I know how to play Petrucci stuff. No way would he like. But I honestly think he must like.
Wow.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. I mean, look, we can't all be Ingve or Petrucci or freaking Steve Vai or whatever. I mean, I feel I'm a pretty good guitar player, but then I go out and see guys like I just went to see Steve Morse. Do you know Steve Morse, Dixie Dregs,
Yeah.
Deep Purple? Yeah. Had never seen him. Oh, I saw him one time, long time ago, open for Dream Theater, in fact, way back, way like on the fourth Dream Theater album. I hadn't seen him like solo, and I was just like, and I met him after the show, and I'm like, hey man, I just want to tell you, my guitars, I can. They called me from my bedroom, and they actually are barricading my bedroom door. They're not letting me in. They don't want me touching them after seeing you play. He just started laughing. He's like, come on, man. I said, nah, like it's next level shit. Like that's what I. Like I like to be humbled that way because when I feel like I'm playing pretty good, it's like, all right, hey man, I'm ripping, and then I see a guy like that, and I'm like, you're shit, dude. You're a shitty guitar player.
Yeah, but then again, I wanted to say something about this when you first mentioned it, but then you talk about something else. But just when you said you interviewed Kirk from Crowbar, I just had a phase where I listened to the first. I'm a fan of only the first Crowbar album,
Okay,
Obedience Through Suffering.
great album.
Um, uh, it's and it has none of these things. Like you don't have to be a fast guitar player
Nope,
at all,
nope.
and the drums the same thing. But it's like, what good would Steve Vai be like trying to play this music? It's
That's a
it's
great
it's
point.
all it all has its justification,
That's a
and
great point.
for me, yeah, that's like in that moment when you see that band with those ideas, everybody could play all of these songs, um, but the real thing is, the kind of emotion that comes with it, which is fucking overwhelming.
Sure.
um, but I think that's what you have to think about. um, but yeah, in general, like to really answer your question, it's basically I simply feel like I'm a composer. I want this band to be good, and uh, that's why I practice a little bit of drums to be able to play the drums for it, and then I compose some music so we have perfect songs to play.
Yeah, I going to the Crowbar thing. Kirk and I sat and nerded out for literally, I kid you not, probably 20 minutes, just talking about our guitar influences, and virtually none of them were shredders. You know, for me, my favorite guitar player of all time, biggest influence without question, is Alex Lifeson. And Alex can play. I mean, he's a great fucking player, but is he a tapping guy? No, he doesn't do any of that stuff. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to. You know?
Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's like I think like that still, but then recently I thought like I'm a permanent waves guy.
First tour I saw them, 1980. I was 14
yeah, amazing. So listen, I teach kids, and some, I meet them when they're 10, but then all of a sudden they're 18.
Yeah,
and you gotta get fast. And a great song to do that is Spirit of Radio. And it's like, you always have in your mind, okay, that's cool, but that's not like Steve Vai shit. But then I'm playing it, it's like,
not an easy riff, dude. Not an easy riff at all, man.
It's not that, like, he can play, you know.
You got that.
Is that hammer on pull up a little bit though?
Huh?
I think he's picking every note, isn't he?
He is picking every note. I was doing it sloppily just to show you, but there's a lot of
that's how I do it, and I think it's beautiful actually. But like I can hear you can even hear him struggle a little bit on that.
Yeah.
Because back then that was technical as fuck. So I'm not sure. Like what I'm 100% sure of is, if you want to start getting into shredding stuff, like start with that song, maybe, you know.
Maybe, really. I mean, you know, the guys like Steve Howe from Yes, guys like Frank Marino from Mahogany Rush, one of my good friend of mine. He's one of my idols. Those guys, you know, and I love a lot of the current shredders, of course, Yngwie and Eddie and, you know, Dimebag and all those guitar icon guys. But there's a lot of guys out there. Robert Fripp from King Crimson, like nobody sounds like Robert Fripp, right? You know?
Yeah.
And I think that was the point you were trying to make, is that with Defeated Sanity, you may not be the most technical or the most flashy or the most crazy fast or whatever, but you have a definitive sound that you've created. And I agree with that completely. Because you do some weird stuff with your chordal progressions and the way that you play your riffs. You don't follow a lot of the normal death metal chugga chugga chugga, you know, trill that riff and then pull off the hammer on that and then go back to the chugga chugga chugga. You do some very weird timing things. I think that's your drumming, right?
It's literally you know, that kind of musical consciousness came into the band with my dad, who obviously, like, I lived with the guy, so there was all day interaction, and he's like, hey, have you checked out, like, because even Cannibal Corpse, you know, there's a 7 in there. Have you checked out? This is not 4/4. Try to count to 4. And I'm like, oh yeah, what is it? And I was like, that's 7. And I'm like, as a kid already, you know. And so
nice.
This is how it basically started. And then I heard Mahavishnu from him and stuff like that. And so that's how that's the reason why this band is a little different, because we, you know, I just loved all that stuff very early on.
Yeah, I mean, to be a young kid and be listening to Mahavishnu is pretty out there, dude. I mean, that's pretty crazy. Like, I just did a deep dive on Santana. We did the first 10 albums, and I love Carlos Santana. But I had never heard the John McLaughlin Love, Devotion, and Surrender album. I knew of it, but I never listened to it. And Billy Cobham has the one big track on there, and you can tell right away. You're like, that's Billy Cobham. That's not Mike. That's Billy Cobham.
One of my favorites. favorite drummers.
Yeah, you're really influenced by a lot of jazz drummers. Was that your dad's influence making you listen to that stuff or not making?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
100%. My dad was influenced by them and played like them, and then I saw, oh, there's, like he always said, like, a lot of metal drummers, he said, like, they don't play sexy. Like, he was
Yeah.
like, he was like the jazz guys had so much dynamics, and if you hear a lot of the metal guys, it's so
It's mechanical versus
mechanical,
Yeah.
and I don't know, somehow that landed on my table, and I was like, yeah, it's part of my codex. I need some, like if
you need those
if there's
cool fills, those ghost notes, those where to lay in and lay into it and lay off of it. Are you a fan of Pat Metheny at all?
I'm not the biggest like expert. Of course, I've seen a few things with Pat Metheny, or Mike Stern.
Yeah, he did an album with Jack DeJohnette, who I know you're a fan of too, right?
Oh yeah, he rest in peace. That was a
wait, he's dead.
Jack DeJohnette died.
Wow.
2 days ago, or 3.
Are you serious? Oh my god, I did not know that. Wow. Holy
yeah.
Shit. Yeah, we're losing a lot of legends, man.
Yeah.
Legends, man. Well, listen, I know you got to get out of here, and I know I'd love to do a more sit down where we get deeper into your history and all that kind of stuff. But you do a lot of interviews, so it was hard for me to figure out where I would try to slide in, and I was like, man, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to talk to this guy about. But of course, we came up with some good stuff. But I will see you down in Baltimore on the 26th. I'll definitely look out for you.
Fuck yeah! No, like I all I have to make sure is that I get out of here at 7. Until then, it's fine. Yeah.
What time is it right now?
I could do another 10 minutes maybe, or something.
Right. Okay, I did want to say when you come to Baltimore, and I'll hit you up on your Instagram early, like a day or so before. But have you been to Baltimore and played there a bunch of times or no?
Oh yeah, a bunch of times. Yeah.
All right, have you been over to Soundgarden?
Which one is that one?
The Killer Record store there?
Oh, no, I haven't.
I got to get you over there. I'll come down, I'll pick you guys up, take you over there, man, if you want to do that. There's a killer.
Okay.
They got great metal, a lot of killer vinyl in there. They have one of the best metal selections around in the area. And also, right around that area is the best burger joint ever. I don't know if you're a meat eater or not, but if you are, that's the place to go, dude. That place is killer. Abbey Burger, Fells Point. So I'll hook up with you guys before and see if you have time or whatever that day. But,
sounds great.
But so someone down here had a question. Jonah Lynn said, "Can we get an update on any new Dharmata material? Also, any plans on another U.S. run in 26?" Well, they didn't even do the 25 one yet.
Yeah.
When you mean Dharmata? And can we expect to hear any new Dharmata stuff in the upcoming tours, or just, I would assume that's probably not going to happen. Chronicles, probably just mostly Chronicles.
Okay, so I saw this question, and I desperately wanted to answer that. That's the reason why I said that. As a matter of fact, what I just did before, like I got it done just in time before I left for tour, is I demoed a whole new Dharmata style album. It's a full length this time, and it's 5 songs, but very epic, long stuff. And I demoed the whole thing like last weekend, and that's definitely the next thing that we are gonna release. But I don't know when, because we have to write lyrics, and then vocal patterns for Max is gonna be on board again.
I was gonna ask, Max is coming on. Okay, cool.
And the rest will be Vaughn and me on guitars. Then I play the drums as well, and Jacob is doing the bass. So that's definitely coming. We're hoping that we can also do a tour or two, on that material, but hardcore Defeated Sanity fans are usually a
Not
little bit
not as into it.
frustrated.
Yeah, I heard that.
Frustrated.
I heard that.
Yeah.
I really like the Dharmata stuff. One, because Max is on it, but two, it's way more progressive. It's way more. It's got a definite prog rock vibe to it in a lot of ways. It's way more experimental and kind of
Yeah,
psychedelic and trippy to a degree, I think.
sure. It's I almost have a little bit of a problem calling it more progressive because I know what's going on with the regular Defeated. And in a way, it's so much harder to write it. There's a lot of, it's like a whole new fucking, it's a little bit like Schoenberg and that kind of, and Messiaen and that stuff, where it's like difficult new kind of rules that you have to invent. That's new Defeated like regular Defeated Sanity. It has a lot to do with 12 tone and everything, whereas Dharmata is very harmonic, very like has a lot of traditional harmonic. You can use your music theory there,
Right.
and yeah, just like like making your guitar clean, like having a clean guitar sound, doesn't equal progressive to me. To me, it's like, but I know what you mean. You know, it's got that actual prog sound.
There's a melodic complexity that's a little bit different than Defeated, I think, in terms of
course,
how you
of course.
hear, how my ears hear it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I really, again, I want to be clear, and this is no disrespect to your singer. I just struggle with brutal death vocals in general, whether it be Cattle Decap or any of the bands that are in that genre. I struggle with it. I'm an old school death metal guy, and I will tell you, it took me. I was late to the game, man. It was 2001, and it was Opeth's Blackwater Park that finally sucked me into the death metal thing, because I was
Definitely,
there, Atheist and Cannibal, all those bands were coming out. I'm like, man, this music is great, but these vocals fucking suck. I just cannot get into these vocals. But it took until my buddy Steven Wilson, who's Porcupine Tree, but Steven and I go way back. He's like, you gotta check this band Opeth out. You gotta check them out. And he sent it to me, and I was getting him into things like Skinny Puppy and Frontline Assembly, like industrial, right? And he didn't know that world, and I didn't really know the death metal world. Like, I tried it with the Florida scene, didn't enjoy it, but he's like, no, you got to check this Swedish band out. You got to check them out. So he sent me some stuff or links or whatever. I can't remember. This is way back, 2001, early internet. And I was like, man, dude, those vocals again. And he's like, but you just sent me stuff from Frontline where all the vocals are like, like all manipulated. And he's like, it doesn't compute. Why, do you like that if you don't like this? I'm like, he's right.
Honestly, yeah, that's what I say. Like, for me, there's like I deal with a lot of, like, my dad's friends. They're probably 15 years older than you now, and like I've been always dealing with them, hippie types and shit, and they were all about. I was always saying the same: Mongolian throat sing.
Oh,
that's somehow awesome, but like the thing that Chris Barnes is doing is terrible. I don't quite get it. I don't quite get it, and I wanna. Urge you to think that way, maybe more.
Right, urge you to look outside the box a little bit and try to and I haven't, and I think I listened to 5 of your albums. The nice thing is most of your albums are fairly short. They're not like 65 minutes, which would make for a difficult listen for me, simply because it would be, I don't even now. I find I'm not really into any album over about 45 minutes. Is really with the constant attention pulling from your phone and the what I mean, the FOMO thing. You're missing out shit. You're like, I got 9 million things, and so it's like it's hard to focus on long ass albums anymore. I went to see Dream Theater at the beginning of of last month. First time I've seen them in 15 years, and they did the whole new album. It's a fantastic album. James actually sounded really quite good. I was shocked because he was my worry point. I'm like, man, I don't know if I can deal with James for 2.5 hours. I used to love James. I'm just not there anymore. My tastes have changed a little bit. He was awesome. But I will tell you, man, at 2.5, almost 2, I think they played 2 hours and 40 minutes. I was like,
crazy.
I'm like, I'm tired, I'm really tired. It was great seeing Mike back and Petrucci's God, all that kind of stuff. So a couple quick wrap ups here with your friends here.
Sure.
Crunchy says, can we expect a Dharmata European tour? Maybe.
I'm not sure where it will happen, but we got like a semi-offer from like a band that got huge, and they're big fans of the Dharmata material, and I think they would want to get us out, and it would be financially like doable and stuff. I don't know where it will be, if it will be in the US or in Europe. But yeah, of course, like this new stuff it's so gigantic in my heart. Like not doing at least 2, maybe 3 tours around it would be a waste, really. And I think it's gonna sound way better than the first Dharmata thing. So like it's really gonna be worth pushing it, and I really will want to be playing it.
Yeah, Jonah Lynn says, ask about a 2026 tour because he or she can't make the tour for 25. So yeah, I guess you have to sort of see how this one goes and see what's up next year, right? Do you have something anything planned right now, right?
Yes, it's gonna happen.
Oh, okay, there you go. It's gonna happen. Okay, cool.
26. Now it's the time for the US. We did a lot of Euro tours. Now it's time for doing the US.
Awesome. Matt V. He just said that Max Phelps is going to be back.
That is true. That's correct.
Right there. So, yeah, man. So I appreciate you doing this, and sorry we had our little mix up on the timing thing there.
All good.
I'd love to get you back some other time when you have time, and maybe do a more deep dive, fuller length thing, because that's kind of my thing. I don't know if Will told you. You said you didn't talk about, but I imagine when Will sets up interviews for me, he's like, now listen, Jeff's a talker. He likes to talk. He likes to get deep and get into it, right? And he's not wrong about that. I mean, you saw that I interviewed Luke LeMay, although I'm not sure. I'm not so sure that Luke didn't interview me by the end of it, because we went. Are you ready for this? 5.5 hours.
Wow,
not
crazy.
Lying. Not lying. Steve Von Till from Neurosis, 4.5 hours. This was during the pandemic when their lives were, isolated and insulated, and just get it. You could do that. I don't do that now, but I generally do about 90 minutes. That's usually my thing, is to get kind of into the deep dive, and then I don't feel as stressed to talk as much to get quick points out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just right before the tour. It's always a little hectic, you know.
Yeah, sure.
But I love talking about music, and very interesting to hear your viewpoints too, and it's
yeah, we have a lot of commonalities, dude. I imagine if we can get together at the end of the month, we'll be looking in the jazz section pretty deeply, because I got I gotta ask you, what's your favorite Miles album?
I tend to say Aura at this point.
That's a good one, man. That's a later one. That's a really good one, man. That's a great one. I mean, usually it's something like Bitches Brew, or I still love Kind of Blue, because it's just got this thing. There's something.
Yeah, there's more. There's so many. Recently, I fell asleep to We Want Miles, or what? The yellow one. I think it's with Mike Stern and Marcus Miller. Is it We Want Miles?
Is that a later one?
Yeah, it's definitely one of this one bass riff for 20 minutes, and
Okay,
then
that's a later one. I'm not familiar with that one. Do you know Miles
great.
Ahead with Gil Evans, the Gil Evans stuff, the orchestrated stuff? Oh,
I
that's
don't think I've listened to that. Like I like Miles in the Sky was amazing.
a great one. Of course, Bitches
Um,
Brew and the late '50s into the '60s period with like, fucking Fili de Kilimanjaro and Seven Steps to Heaven and all that stuff's great. And the quartet stuff
yeah,
with Tony Williams, we could go on forever here. So,
I mean that Tony Williams is my favorite. Like
is he your favorite
uh,
drummer?
him and Jack DeJohnette are basically tied. But I don't know, like the words that come out of my mouth first as favorite drummer is always Tony Williams. Tony
Tony
Williams.
Williams lifetime, dude. That shit rules
Yeah.
so hard. All right, man. Well, listen. How about Coltrane, real quick? Coltrane favorite?
Coltrane, it's very vanilla, but it's a love supreme.
Okay.
And actually, I loved his my favorite things.
Have you heard?
Um,
Have you heard Blue Train?
I'm not really an expert. I gotta say, like I'm a little bit vanilla on that stuff.
You gotta
And
check
then,
out the '58 Blue Train album. That's the one, dude. That's my favorite. That is.
yeah,
I'm trying to
no,
remember.
it's
McCoy Tyner. I forget who's on drums. Was it Philly Joe? Can't remember if it's Philly Joe or not. I'd have to look it up.
yeah. I wouldn't know. I have this album that I go to sometimes with it's Thelonious Monk and John Coltrane, and it has Ruby My Dear on it, and that's one of my favorite.
Let me look.
One of my favorite tunes.
Okay, it was Philly Joe Jones and Paul Chambers on double bass, and actually that one does not have McCoy Tyner on it. That has Lee Morgan and Curtis Fuller. You gotta check out Blue Train, dude. That is
okay.
You'll love that album. Philly Joe's great on it. So, all right, listen, man, I want to get you out of here because we promised you 35 more at 45. So, let's do this again when you're back home and you got some time. We'll do something. And when I see Max, I'll tell him you said hello because I'm going to be seeing him in 18 days, something like that. Actually, I've seen him twice. I've seen him 2 times. So, Philly and
awesome
near me. And then
give me a hug.
And I will send this. I will hit Craig up and let him know that he needs to watch that little part about you talking about him and Tim.
Yeah, yeah. There's also something crazy. I know this kid from Berlin. His dad was was a very good friend of Tim Calvert's.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, you can tell Craig that too. And they were linked with the war memorabilia stuff. I don't know if you heard about that.
No.
He was a big guy about like that stuff, and he was also flying planes and stuff. So
Oh yeah, I know Tim became a pilot actually after later after doing the metal thing. But I didn't know anything about the war memorabilia. I'm sure Craig will know what you're talking about. But I'll be talking
but this guy
soon.
But this kid, like, so the dad's kid became friends with Tim too, and they talked about guitar because he's a metal guy. His name is Sanity, and Tim gave him, for some reason, his pickups that were in his guitar, and they gave him to Sanity. And I told Sanity, I'm a huge Forbidden fan. And Tim Calvert is like, yo, I know Tim Calvert. You know, he hung out at my place, and I was like, what? And then he handed me the pickups, like some EMG pickups. I have them here at my place. It's totally weird.
That you have?
Yeah, I have them.
Pickups? That's
yeah. He gave them to me.
That's pretty wild, man. That's pretty crazy. Well,
yeah,
all right, dude. I'm looking forward to meeting you down in a couple weeks down in Baltimore. We'll go out and have a beer or two. Oh, you don't drink? You don't drink?
I don't drink.
Good
but
man.
I'm fun. I can be fun.
All right, we'll go out. We'll get you a Coke, and we'll get a good burger or something like that, and go hit Soundgarden, man. Sound like a plan?
Yeah, sound like a plan.
All right, brother. Thanks for jumping in. And everybody, I will have information about the tour posted later today. I did not have the time to do a description, but I'll have all the links and everything in the description later this afternoon. And go check these guys out on the road. They're out with, we forgot to mention, they're out with Sangwa Sugarbog. Despised Icon
Yes, and Corpse Pile.
and Corpse Pile. I don't know the latter two. I know Sanguine Sugar Bomb.
Yeah.
So we'll have to get those. I'll be there. I'll check the whole show out, and
Fuck yeah.
I got new earplugs, eargasm earplugs, because I killed myself at the Black Parade show last month. Like literally thought I lost hearing in my right ear. I'm like, I'm never doing that again. I've been abusing my ears for 45 years. It's time to wise up and start being a little smarter about it, you know. But
Yeah, earplugs are the way.
they are the way, man. All right, Lila, thank you so much for jumping in. Have fun at your dinner, man, and we'll see you on in about 4 weeks. All right, man.
Amazing. See
All
you
right,
there,
bud.
man.
All right, later.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night. Okay, real quick. Thanks to Lila for that interview. Hope I got most of your questions, guys. Real quick, tonight, 9 o'clock, back here. Rick from Dreadful Minutes is joining me. We're doing the Three of an Imperfect Pair series, number 3 episode. We're doing 3 albums from the 90s. We're doing, kind of a compare and contrast thing for Shake Your Moneymaker by the Black Crowes. Not metal, I know. Core by Stone Temple Pilots, and a Candlebox debut self-titled album. So we're going to be back here at 9 o'clock, couple of hours. Rick is joining me, and we'll be hanging out doing that, where we kind of grind into each album and talk about them and dig deep. So thanks to everybody that was here. Appreciate you guys. Go check these guys out on tour. I will have some links and stuff up later this afternoon. I got to go get some blood drawn right now. I'm late for that. But you guys all have a good night. All right.